Hello and welcome back. In this short lecture, we're going to learn about how to work with PowerShell in order to create your Azure Active Directory AD groups. So let's say I can create or I can retrieve the AD groups directly from the PowerShell commands. In order to do this, you need to have the full permissions on your Azure Active Directory. So I'm just opening here PowerShell command with a admin privileges so that it's open as the administrator. So the first command I'm going to use is to install the module. In case if you have not yet installed Azure module, you have to install the Azure module. So the first two commands can be excluded in case if you have already installed and imported the module. So in my case, I'm going to run as A because it's going to get the module from the PowerShell gallery, which is PS gallery, which is maintained by Microsoft in a cloud. So post to this, I can actually import. So installation is one part, and the second part would be the importing that specific module. That means it's actually loading into the runtime module. So I'm gonna say that I wanted that to be always run, so that every time when I open the PowerShell it will be available for me. So I can simply choose as the A, always run, and later point I can test any of the PowerShell command like get module, so that I can see what are the modules installed. So in this case Azure AD I have given. So that specific version of Azure AD module is installed and it is loaded for me now and it's available. So that means whatever the module has all the commands that can be used. So the first command which I wanted to use is connecting to the Azure. So for that, connect hyphen Azure AD, the command I used, and you see here PaddyMaddy in mylab.com is the user account, which is a global administrator. So I need to give the user account so that he can log in here. So that in the prompt I am giving that, and this is my work account. And also you see here it's also coming up my login information. I need to choose even my MFA if I have. I'm just skipping this because I don't want to configure at this point of the time MFA. So you can see here I can actually check the object ID, display name, all that if I just run as a get hyphen Azure AD group. So that's the first command which I have used. So if I just use get Azure AD group, so it's gonna actually pull up my all the groups that are listed within my Azure Active Directory. So I have only one account, and if I want more information maybe to a specific group, either I can filter based on the maybe a display name or maybe a description, or I can say that hey, I just wanted object ID base. So that's what I have used here, like get Azure AD group, object ID is this, whatever this. So it's gonna list me that specific ID information. And other way would be, as I said, a filter option. I can maybe choose here a filter like filter with my display name, like a display name as Paddy-lab P2 licenses, which is equals to that specific ID. In this case, the display name is, I'll just copy paste, maybe that would be easy. So I can copy paste with single quote and double quote. So now I should be able to get only that specific ID. This is how we're gonna retrieve only specific ID. What if you want to retrieve maybe we retrieved this information, that's good, but let's try to create some of the accounts with the help of Azure new Azure AD group. So if I try to give this input as a basic information, it's going to prompt like display name, MailEnabled, MailNickName, SecurityEnabled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually frame a command based on these inputs with the help of new Azure AD group. So I'll just frame the command in a notepad and come back to you, and I can paste here that specific command. So let's paste that command. So new Azure AD group, I'm going to give the description as a marketing, display name marketing, and mail ID false. That means I don't have a mail. and it's going to be a security enabled group. So the nickname also marketing. So I can retrieve this information with, again, get hyphen Azure AD group. So in this case, the similar command which we have used earlier. So if I use here, this time I have two groups. One is a marketing, other one is Paddy-lab. So if I just refresh here, I have the two groups which we just created, marketing also visible. So what if I wanted to maybe manage the by removing the group, like say object ID based, I can do even removing the group. That's nothing but a deleting. So it's going to delete, and if I just retrieve AD groups, I have only one AD group. So it might take some time. So just refresh, I get a proper group, which is single group is there. So these are the commands, you can use it. I'm going to actually link within this lecture the required Microsoft documentation link, and you can go through all other relevant commands and you can learn from there. I hope this is useful for you. Thank you for watching this.